back everyone. In this video, we are going to see how to make photo print on a cake. To make the photo cake, you can either use printed wafer sheet or printed sugar sheet. Let's see how to prepare it. To prepare the photo cake, we want either printed wafer paper or printed sugar sheet. If you are working on a ganache cake, then you can use wafer sheet. But if you are pasting on a ganache coated cake, then you can use wafer paper. And if you want to paste it on a whipped cream or buttercream cake, then use sugar sheet because sugar sheet is slightly thicker than the wafer sheet. And wafer sheet, when it's exposed to moisture, it will shrink and the color gets messy. So it's always best to use the printed wafer paper on ganache cake. Here I have a ganache coated cake. I'm going to cut this wafer paper to the size of this cake. The diameter of this cake is 6.5 inches. We want to make this cutout for 6 inches so that the photo print will be fitting inside the cake. So I have taken an acrylic board of the diameter 6 inch and I'm going to use this acrylic as a reference, and then I'm going to cut out this printed wafer paper. So with the printed wafer paper itself, there will be a white thin cardboard sheet at the back. So with that itself, we are going to mark and we are going to cut out. So when you take this wafer sheet and then cut out, sometimes you will break because the wafer sheet is very thin and brittle. So for the gripness, we are having this sheet. So with the pencil, I am marking the 6-inch diameter of this acrylic board. Now let us cut along this circle so that we will be getting a clear edge of the wafer paper. Before cutting the circle, let us take out this excess printed wafer paper and we can tightly store it in an airtight container and you can use for another decoration. Now I am going to cut along this circle. Yes, now we got the clear wafer sheet. So I'm just going to take off this excess alone. Now I'm going to apply some white chocolate behind this wafer sheet so that if there is any moisture on this ganache due to the condensation, it will not affect this wafer sheet. Because when your wafer sheet gets soaked, it will not looking good, it will be looking messy. So I have some white chocolate melted, and with the help of the silicone brush, I am going to give a thin layer of white chocolate. Adding white chocolate also enhances the overall quality of the print because adding white chocolate also improves the brightness of the color print that you have made. To make different patterns and images of this printed wafer sheet, almost in all the baking supply shop, they will be having the contact for the vendor who can print the wafer paper for you. Now with the icing spatula, I am just flattening this surface. Now gently lift the wafer sheet and place it right in the center of the cake. Now with the help of a dry tissue, just press the wafer sheet. But be very careful because the wafer sheet will be brittle. Now for the borders, I am going to pipe with green colored ganache. Now I have some melted white chocolate and a flat paintbrush. So with the help of the paintbrush, take the name fondant and just flip it upside down and apply a thin coat of white chocolate behind the fondant and place it right in the center of the cake. And similarly, I am going to paste this heart on the fondant and onto the board. Just flip it upside down and apply a thin layer of chocolate. Yes, that's it. We are done. Yes, that's how we do the photo cake.